calling, and they all have texting.
Yeah, but technology's different now. Like, why hold out on them? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Someday in the future, their job's gonna like involve a lot of technology and like being good.
Yeah,
at
but
it.
it's
And
not.
that's what they're good at. Why not just?
They're using the technology in an appropriate way.
Program this computer.
Well, seriously, like if you think about it, all jobs someday is gonna be full of technology. Why not like get them comfortable with it and get them good at
Yeah, they
using
can't be
it?
comfortable with just not in like the.
See, they're exposed to all this technology, but in a bad way, like Facebook and like all these things. They can access stuff much easier now, and I feel like they're maturing at a greater level, and that's why they're worse because they're experimenting earlier, thinking about different things earlier. Unlike previous generations.
Okay, we all know Austin agrees with you. He's just.
Yeah, I agree with
So
you.
this is okay. It's kind of what we're talking about. We're talking about how like your norms change, or like how people are constantly doing things at earlier and earlier ages.
Okay, so here's a quote that kind of goes along with that question you just asked. Well, we asked. The children now love luxury. They have bad manners, contempt for authority. They show disrespect for elders and love chatter in places of exercise. Children are now tyrants, not the services of their households. They no longer rise when elders enter the room. They contradict their parents, chatter before company, gobble up dainties at the table, cross their legs, and tyrannize their teachers. And Socrates wrote this.
Yeah. So basically, it's just like everybody thinks this about the generations following them is like, oh, they're getting worse and worse and.
Okay, so then we have some discussion questions. Should we start talking here? Okay, so do you think our opinions about these kinds of things change over time? Like Austin said, like at middle school we probably thought we were okay, but now that we're older, we realize they're not. So do you think those middle schoolers will realize it?
What? Excuse me. Like in elementary school, we all thought like preschool was like punk kids, and then middle school, elementary school, punk kids, and then now we think middle school is like punk kids. There's like 100-year-old sitting at the top that hates everyone. Circle.
So you're saying the older you get, the more people you hate. Basically, if I could encapsulize your theory in one sentence, the older you get, the more people you despise.
Yeah, like no generation thinks a generation's cool anymore.
So like going with the idea that things are like constantly changing and stuff, what I guess causes things to change or influences the changes or lets them change?
Well, I think for us it's a lot of technology. I don't know. Yeah, like for our generations, you know, like.
I think it's us, the generation up, because like, I don't know, like when I was in middle school, like, it was like Axe and stuff was like just first coming up, like the guys, their smell good, spray stuff on, kind of stuff, and now like, I don't know, everyone uses it. I think like the generation up like shows the generation down, and then it keeps going further and further down. Because that was like elementary schoolers like buying an Axe, like I don't know, doesn't smell good for their girlfriends.
Okay, should we stop the changes? Like, do you think?
Like at a certain point, do you think we should stop kids from doing things younger and younger, or just let it happen?
Yeah.
Should we?
No, it is good stuff. Put mind to it.
Okay, why?
Because if it keeps going as it's going now, with like the younger and younger start experimenting, you're gonna have like sixth graders doing something they really shouldn't do, either doing like crying on a rug or like inappropriate like touchy relationships. It's just it gets to a point where it's like you need to stop it. So it's like
But they're gonna do it eventually.
Yeah, would you rather have a 6
TV shows like 12 and Pregnant. It's 12-year-olds need to know that's wrong, and that's what we gotta do. Trial and error. It's not working out, so.
That is sick.
So, who or how do you think could prevent it?
Or like slow it down and stop them from seeing inappropriate things or experimenting.
The government is
Yeah. So how or who could stop it or slow down the
How or who could stop? It's a.
Well, I think it just takes like one kid like in the school to kind of just say like, no, that's stupid, I'm gonna do this instead, and like kind of you just need people to follow you, you know. So eventually,
Do you think everyone will follow you?
well, depending on what kind of influence they have, maybe.
Nigel.
Think about
No,
Coney.
I didn't. It starts with the media, I think. The media is the one that's influencing all the kids. Like, that's why, because the kids access to TV now, and that's where kids are getting all these images from. Like, this is how we should act.
So they need to get rid of.
Jersey Shore?
Yeah.
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 Good information TV.
No,
not
no,
good.
no. You would just get rid of it.
Aren't things good clean?
Really show you can watch.
Now there's like X.
Finding Bigfoot. Yeah, there's a real.
Are the chains going to keep getting younger? And if they are, is it ever going to stop?
Eventually.
Probably got
Like, do you think there's a point where, like,
Cheat
third
your
graders are
literacy.
going to be doing inappropriate things? Is that just what's going to happen?
I don't think they can.
That's what I said. I just didn't say it out loud.
So I was looking up like how things are constantly like little kids are experimenting and stuff like that. And actually I guess like there's some research that like says that basically kids are actually like hitting puberty earlier, and that is what they suggest is a huge influence on why people are experimenting earlier and getting pregnant earlier.
Like, there's kids that are, like, 9 and they have a kid.
Yeah, what is it? The youngest grandmother is like 23.
So, like,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna be a mom yet.
youngest grandmother?
You say what?
How?
Well,
They both have kids.
At 12 years old, you have a kid, and then your daughter has a kid.
like 11, yeah.
All right.
So that's your family.
She could be a great grandma.
Oh, imagine if like all of them like did that, that'd be like 17.
Let's
Yeah,
be
you're
cool
on YouTube
eventually.
right
Yeah, huge family. Like 50 years.
We're gonna get a lot of hits.
Get a bunch of young
I'm just saying like when you're like 80
North
something,
is gonna
that's
watch
like
this
your,
and yep, we were
that
right.
you're great.
This a lot.
Awesome.
Okay.
We're out the window.
So that's kind of all we have.
This is true.
What does the husband do? Like, he
I don't know.
didn't have a
It's the
job.
same.
I think they're